This NATO base might usually be home to tanks and military exercises, but for 2 weekends this year it got to play racetracks and hosted rounds of all-electric off-road series Extreme E. Extreme E is a racing series that sees 10 teams fight it out across 10 events over the course of a year. Each team is given the same equipment, so every driver races in the rugged Odyssey 21 electric off-roader. Because the sport puts equality at its heart, the teams also run a male and female driver, with the two sharing driving duties over the course of each race. As well as equality, Extreme E also puts sustainability front and centre, so it takes steps to minimise the environmental impact of each event. This means there's no disposable cutlery on site, and every attendee has to take and wash their own dishes. Then there's the ship that Extreme E uses to travel the world. To cut out the use of air freight, everything needed for a race weekend travels to each location on board the St. Helena, which is a converted mail ship that was first launched in 1990. The ship has cabins for race staff, restaurants and bars, and comes with enough cargo space for each team's car, spare parts and all the tents needed to set up Extreme E's paddock at each race. At every event, all this kit is offloaded onto dry land, set up over the course of a few days, and then, once the dust settles on an action-packed weekend, is loaded back into the ship and heads to the next location. After Sardinia, the St. Helena is crossing the Atlantic and getting ready to set up in Chile, where the sport will round out its 2023 season. But enough infrastructure talk. What actually happens at an Extreme E race? Well, at each race weekend there are 2 rounds of competition. After a practice session on Friday, teams like McLaren, Hummer and Lewis Hamilton's X44 outfit come back on Saturday morning for qualifying. There are 2 rounds of qualifying, which each feature 2 heats that see 5 teams race against each other. The 5 squads that pick up the most points then go through to the grand final, while the 5 with the least fight it out in the redemption race. Each race runs for just 4 laps, and every team has to stop after 2 to swap its drivers. This is a frantic process that sees one driver hop out while the other slides into place. The on-track action is equally hectic, with big crashes hitting almost every race I saw, and by the end of the day, there was a huge pile of ripped up body panels ready to be recycled. Once a winner is crowned and the champagne is sprayed on the podium, all 10 teams come back again on Sunday to do it all over again. But Extreme E wasn't the only electric racing series in Sardinia, as the FIM Explorer series was also on the scene to show what electric bikes are capable of. Like Extreme E, the Explorer series fields teams made up of a male and female rider, with each taking in turns to complete a course in a kind of relay race. Along the way, they face jumps, bumps and all manner of obstacles to test the rider and their bikes to the limit. Both Extreme E and the Explorer series are a great watch, and each proves that electric racing at events that put sustainability and equality front and centre can still throw up some super intense racing.